Hello, my darlings. How are we all today? It's Mr. Moan. He's back. I want to talk today about this dozy Rishi Sunak. And anybody that knows me, I'll always call him bloody Ricky because I hate the name. Okay. Anyway, I read on the internet that he's talking about bringing national service back. What a load of old hooey. And anybody that actually falls for that load of old bullshit, well, you got to be brain bloody dead. The guy is nothing but a slippery liar, okay? And he will say and tell you anything to get himself elected, or the Conservatives elected. And should they get in, which is, you know, it's very unlikely that they're going to get in, but should they get in, they won't do any of the things that they're promising you that they're going to do now. So, you know, all this election, you're going to be told nothing but lies, 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 and more bloody lies from both the Conservatives, Labour, and even the, I think they call them the Liberal Party, don't they? Yeah. So don't be taken in by all this bullshit that he's coming out with. You know, I also saw where he actually carried out an interview, or it wasn't an interview, where he was answering questions, supposedly at a factory somewhere, and I can't remember for the life of me which one. But you see all the people wearing the high-vis jackets and that. And it's a question and answer moment. And then someone from the back, at the back, asks him a question, right? And of course, it's a loaded question. And the reason why we know it's a loaded question is because it only comes, right, a guy who's wearing one of these high-vis jackets, pretending he's one of the workers at the factory, right? But it turns out he's a bloody Conservative councillor from the area. And in actual fact, there was another one in there as well, doing exactly the same thing. And strangely enough, it was those questions that old Ricky, Slippery Ricky, those questions he chose to answer, because he knew what they were going to ask, and they were loaded bloody questions. So he could spout more bullshit and more bloody lies out and get it out on the media. And the BBC, of course, they swallow it up like M&Ms, don't they? The BBC, because, you know, they're so bloody biased and weird, it's untrue. Anyway, getting back to this conscription, and that, and you know, him talking about that and saying, oh yeah, if they get back in, they're going to bring that back. Well, as we know, it'll never happen, right? Can you see some 16, 18-year-old kid, you know, male or bloody female, whether they would like to go and join the army or the navy or the air force for 12 months, 2 years? It's not going to happen. I think it would be a good idea, I really, really do, if we could bring it back. But I don't think we're going to be able to do in this, you know, in the society that we have today, especially with all the wokeness that we have. You know, are you going to have someone join the army, some guy, right, this young kid, 18-year-old kid, join the army, right? So he goes in, you know, oh, I want to join the Marines. And because we live in this world of wokeness and weirdness and everything else, the next thing, you know, he doesn't want to be known as a Marine. He wants to be known as a Marinette or something, because he wants to wear a bloody skirt. Now, you know, this is the world in which we live, and the madness. And I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera. I've had to park the car on a bit of a thing here today, because where I normally do my filming is absolutely packed with people, because this is like Bank Holiday Monday. But I thought I'd just, you know, bring this up after I read it, that he's talking about this, and I you know, and it really gets my gut to think that some people will actually be suckered in by this bullshit of Rishi Sunak, right? And some people will be. The other thing that's really, really interesting is the amount of Conservative MPs that have decided not to stand again for a re-election. I think the last count was about 75 or 76. By the time hopefully by the time we get round to July, you know, it'll be double that number, you know, that decide that, you know, they throw the bloody towel in, and then they'll have to go get a proper job, won't they? Oh, well, that'd be okay. They'll get on some board of some company, you know, maybe even go and work for the post office, so that bunch can tell another load of lies and imprison innocent people. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt I had to get it out. And for God's sakes, don't be taken in by this bullshit that Rishi Sunak's coming out with. Ricky. Yeah, don't be taken in by it. Get the word out, people. The other thing that I also noticed, and which I think is very, very interesting, and I don't normally touch on this type of a subject or whatever, because it's controversial. And that is, you know, the problems that we've been having with these so-called mass supporters, and that in London and other cities in the country, with their mass protests, etc. But now I see that the Jewish community, and, you know, Christians as well, and that they're joining together now, and they're actually fighting back against, when I say fighting, I don't mean literally fighting, I don't, you know, the old fisticuffs, but, you know, they're gathering, they're having their own marches, they're having their own marches in London and places such as that, and, you know, and they're shouting down, if you like, these damned Hamas supporters who claim, you know, that it's all to do with Palestine or anything, and that, where in actual fact it's all to do with terrorism. Let's be bloody honest. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, and so we'll have to see. I may have to censor that bit. So yeah, that's good. That is really, really good, I think, because the police haven't done anything about them. The politicians have done nothing about them. So, you know, the country is slowly waking up, or, you know, to the fact what is really going on. And there's a pushback against it, which is great, you know, absolutely fantastic. Let's see more of it. Anyway, I think that's going to be enough from Mr. Moan for today. Like, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you know, I put some of this stuff out on TikTok as well, and that, so you can follow me on TikTok if you want to. But yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, people, and yeah, keep spreading the word. And let's, you know, there's a slimmer of hope that we could probably get this country back to some type of normality. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen overnight. But hopefully, with enough people spreading the word, and that hopefully we can get this country back to some sort of normality and bring some morality back to the country, right? Because that is bloody lacking, you know. There's no morality in this country at the moment. You know, as I've said before, I'm an old git, okay? So I can moan about everything. And I think back to the days when I was growing up, or even a teenager. Yeah, well, you know, we weren't bloody angels. We most certainly were not angels, but we never got up to a lot of the antics that these lunatic teenagers are doing today. We never walked around with bloody knives and batons and zappers in their bloody pockets, and we certainly weren't breathing and these bloody balloons out of these and that they fill up with these bloody cartridges. And, you know, I was told only last night of one incident where this guy is actually doing it in the middle of the bloody street, and people are walking by. Now, I don't even know what they get out of it. A few seconds high, I'm told, you know, high. Christ, if you want to be bloody high, go take a cheap flight with EasyJet. If you want to get high, that's, you know, you'd get a better bloody high and be going somewhere and experience something for a 15 quid bloody EasyJet flight than wasting your poxy money on these damn cartridges, putting them in balloons and breathing it all in. You know, if you want to get high, if you want to get really high, go with bloody Ryanair. Yeah, okay, I've got to go. You take good care. Have a great day. See you soon.